Hello, this is TelecomTV. Welcome to our exclusive content coming from Broadband World Forum, which is being held here in the Excel Exhibition Centre in East London, in Docklands. A year ago we were in Amsterdam, this year we're in East London. I know which I prefer. Anyway, I'm talking with Rafi Zauer, who is Head of Marketing at Essence Group. Rafi, it's good to see you again, more or less exactly a year after we last talked about the Internet of Things. It was expected that in that intervening 12-month period, the IoT would be completely everywhere, that it would be massive uptake, there would be huge momentum growing behind it, and there hasn't been. Despite the hype, there has not yet been mass take-up. Similarly, at the same time, a lot of launches have failed. Why?
Well, I would say that I would classify the IoT market and the smart home market in general or in specific as a market that's struggling to come to terms with itself. And I think that this is down to the consumers struggling to find value in what they're getting from the smart home and from smart home services being offered to them by operators. Now, operators need to be realizing monthly services revenue from the services that they're offering, and the consumer is struggling to understand why he should keep paying for some of the devices and the products that he's receiving and that he's essentially paying for. The values of these products are not clear to him. He as a consumer understands when he's receiving a value such as protecting my family, securing my belongings, and he's used to paying for something like that. What he's not used to paying for is perhaps convenience, the ability to turn my lights on and off while still on my couch or in my office. I'll pay for the cool factor or the convenience factor perhaps once, but I won't necessarily keep paying for it. So operators need to help this consumer understand what he will keep paying for. That's preventing on the marketing level the mass market uptake. On the other side, we have the problems of integrations on an operator level, which increases their time to market and has been causing integration pains when they're developing their system and developing their offerings. Several vendors instead of one vendor, and also on the device side, we still have the issue of divergent or different protocols from different devices. This is actually something that has been starting to take shape in the form of new alliances that bring together some of the different protocols.
Okay, thank you. It's a comprehensive answer. So how is a mass market going to be achieved then? I don't want to put you on the spot and make you say it's going to be this time next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
When and how is it going to be achieved? You have to raise the bar across the entire industry, surely, if you're going to get mass uptake of the sort you want. And you can understand why consumers will say, look, I've been paying for this for 12 months. What do I get out of it? Yeah. I don't want to turn my lights on when I'm in the garage. I can walk around the corner and do it, you know, that kind of thing.
I think the answer is twofold. It's on the side of, like I said before, the values. Still keep pushing the values, and to do that, we need to create partnerships, both on a vendor level, partnerships with other technology providers to keep adding new services, new valuable services. If you're talking about geofencing, the ability to detect when a resident leaves the house, comes into the house. Making alliances with companies like Nest, which are coming up and becoming a significant player in our market. And on the operator side, telcos, for example, need to realize that sometimes they're not providing all of the valuable services by themselves and need to perform partnerships with, let's say, security service providers. So when a resident, a consumer, brings on a smart home platform, which is essentially a self-monitored device or a self-monitored service, sometimes he needs that extra value, which can be either a basic service or a premium service where he has professional security monitoring attached to his self-monitored service.
Right, that's the background to the industry and the technology. I'd like to ask you finally and briefly about your product, We Are at Home, which caught my eye last year. It's a nice snappy little title, as we talked about. Now, that's been successful primarily because it came from a security background first, and other bits of Internet of Things have been tacked onto it along the way. So you're coming at it from a slightly different angle to other vendors, other suppliers. What's happened to We Are at Home in the intervening 12 months?
So what we've done is we've put a high priority in expanding the ecosystem. Like I said before, creating partnerships. For example, we've got a partnership with ASSA ABLOY to integrate their Yale locks around the world. Where at the moment we're working with, like many other vendors, with Nest. The idea is to create a wider ecosystem that gives more value to the consumers and gives more service revenue opportunities to our service provider customers.
Okay. Rafi Zauer, thank you very much indeed. Let's hope that things do improve for the Internet of Things and we do reach momentum, and perhaps this time next year we can talk about it.
Thank you very much.